Do you know this song? Somewhere over the rainbow. Boys and girls, we thought after the crazy weather we had yesterday, we could go somewhere over the rainbow.
Or see a rainbow.
Or see a
Yes.
rainbow. Oh my goodness, boys and girls, the weather was crazy. But today is March 31st, 2025, and we are so glad for those of you that made it to school, and hopefully you got plenty of good rest last night with the rain.
Yes.
Good morning, Bella. How are you?
Good.
Good. Good morning, Mrs. Russell.
Good morning. And Bella, can you tell us who your teacher is?
Miss Fisher.
Yeah, Miss Fisher, and she's here for our Mindful Moment Monday. We can't wait to see what you teach us.
So we have no student birthdays. We're kind of in a birthday drought. Our last student birthday was the 29th, and we don't have another student birthday yet. So we're just waiting. But we do have a very important staff member's birthday today. Miss Maiton, who is our occupational therapist, which means she helps students use their hands and their body and their brain together to complete jobs at school. And she's pretty awesome at it. So
Yes,
we're
she
so
is.
grateful for her help in helping students be ready to learn. Happy, happy birthday, Mrs. Maiton.
Happy birthday.
All right.
And the weather, boy.
Oh,
So today is the high of 52, but the weather is going to continue to drop. And we are going to be seeing rain on and off today. In fact, kind of all week is going to be chance of rain. But today at 10:10, we are going to try to get Chalk the Walk-In, which is one of our experiences. We're going to see how it looks under the awning and enjoy each other's company, drawing pictures and making amazing messages. So we will put it in GroupMe if it is still a go.
we are so excited.
Yes.
We also have celebrating to do. So last month, our character trait was cooperation.
Yes.
And we have Cub leaders to be able to get to. So it's for March. We got it right in on the last day of March
Yes, we
today.
did.
To be able to celebrate, and we will be doing our celebration sometime next week. So we're a little late, but we will get you guys in for a celebration for all amazing cooperation things. So Mrs. Russell,
Yes,
would
I
you
would
like
love
to get
to
started?
start. Here we go.
Is the print
For-
okay for you?
yes, it is
Perfect.
perfectly big. In Mrs. Benjamin's room, Rory P. In Miss Fiore's, Noah T. Mrs. Blackburn, Scarlett M. In Mrs. Ridinger's, Brian. In Mrs. Nab's, Ethan S. In Mrs. Churko's, Samuel O. In Mrs. Cunningham's, Anissa A. In Miss Whistling's, Rohan H. In Mrs. Lerman's, Alan R. And Miss Cavender's, Rima. How about first grade?
All right, so first grade, we have Crosby and Miss Todd's room, congratulations. And Miss Canatelli's class, Maxwell P. And Miss Court's room, Avery B. And Miss Musser's room, Conley. And Miss Patterson's room, Connor. And Miss Winkle, Rita. And Miss Harold's room, Mohammed, or not Miss, let me try again. Mr. Harold's room, Mohammed. And Miss Sprague's room, Evie. And Miss Morris's room, Bella. And Miss Fisher's room, Lily Bailey. And in Miss Stein's room, Mia R. And remember, these are all cooperative friends. We're so excited.
Second grade, Miss Wozes, Sunil H. In Mrs. Muller's room, Elliot M. In Miss Ager, CJ. In Mrs. Kellerman, Vervi P. In Mrs. Nunn, Dante P. In Miss Shepherd, Samuel B. In Mrs. Allen's, Autumn A. In Miss Cox, Caleb K. Mrs. Walfogel, Sam Reet S. And Miss Buffler, Adelaide.
Do you want to do yours and then I'll
Sure.
move on?
And my choice was for Mrs. Cunningham's room, Dom McFadden. Congratulations to you.
All right, so Mrs. Skelton's going to take care of all of those extra special people that work with students outside of the classroom and their choices. So Miss Dyer, Wally from Miss Wadfogel's room, congratulations. Miss Mino, Luca from Mrs. Winkle's room, congratulations. Miss Manning, Stephen Dow in Miss Cox's room. Miss McLaughlin, Ellen Alishawi in Miss Core's room. That was fun to say. Miss Robinson, Isa Quartang in Miss Nunn's room. Mr. Kellerman, Daniel Williams in Mrs. Cunningham's room. Mrs. Cunningham, you have 3.
Yes,
I
I
noticed
noticed
that.
that.
Great
Wow.
job. Mrs. Abbott, Nora England from Mrs. Allen. Mrs. Chase, Elodie Fox from Mrs. Cavender's room. Mr. Winkleman, Robert Kroger from Miss Muller's class. Miss Fetzer, Garaneza Bravo from Miss Muller's Rats. Mrs. Muller also has 3 Cub leaders. And Mrs. Haynes, Emma Son from Mrs. Patterson's room. Thank you guys so much for submitting these. I love hearing that our Cubs are being cooperative and helpful around the building and with friends. That is a great, great skill trait to have.
Yes, it is.
All right, Miss Bella, you have been so patient. Are you ready to tell us about your mindful moment?
This is a good one. All right, go ahead and share.
You close your eyes and pretend you are holding your favorite flower, and then you breathe in, and then you breathe out.
Let's do that a couple more times. So it's like we're smelling that flower, and we're blowing the petals right off the flower. Boy,
Do you know what that reminds me of? In Bambi, the skunk that always has the flower. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why, but that's kind of what
Is that like the picture you had in your mind?
It is the picture I had in my mind because the skunk needed a flower to smell pretty.
That was so relaxing, Bella.
It was.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
starting
Bella.
our day off on such a great note.
We do not have a cafeteria update. Mr. Hartman is not here. He's at a meeting off campus today, so we will provide that update for you to see how our chart is shaping up. And I have to tell you, we were planning what this day might look like for our Cubs, and we are so excited. So I'm going to be really disappointed if we don't get all the way here,
I agree.
because we have had so much fun thinking about the awesome ways we can celebrate our Cubs getting to 100 points. So we will provide that update either later today or tomorrow when we come back together.
That sounds
Can you
great.
help us with our motto this morning, Bella?
Okay, here we go.
Here at Creekside,
We take care of others, we take care of ourselves,
and we take care of this place. Creekside Cubs Care. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Have a great
Please
day.
stand for the pledge.